Reddit's Match of the Day viewing figures soar by 500,000 with 2.5 million tuning in for bizarre episode after Gary Lineker axing. Whoa, hang on a second. They got rid of a smug, arrogant, condescending elitist that lectures the viewing public all the time and crowbars his ideological positions onto them when they're just trying to relax and watch a football game, and the viewing figures go up. I never saw that coming. Match of the Day last night received its largest audience since November. The programme was watched by 2.58 million people, up nearly 500,000 from last week's viewership. The BBC aired a shortened 20-minute highlights package following the mutiny sparked by Gary Lineker's suspension after his tweet likening the language used in the government's controversial illegal migration bill to that of 1930s Germany. The bizarre version of the show featured no studio punditry. Right, I'm sure all of you are well aware of exactly what transpired in the last week, where Gary Lineker made ludicrous, genuinely ludicrous comments, invoking Godwin's law and likening anybody who disagreed with his insufferably smug, champagne socialist politics. Anyone who disagrees with him is a full-blown Nazi, yeah? Gas chambers, death squads, Gestapo, the works. This type of political posturing is what you'd expect to hear from a 14-year-old histrionic teenage girl who's only just learned about what transpired in the lead up to the Second World War. It's infantile to just brand anybody who slightly disagrees with you a full-blown Nazi, and that's what he did. The most annoying thing about this is that everybody who's been paying attention knows that the BBC has been aggressively partisan and left-wing for at least 25 years, at least. You've all heard the stories about Broadcasting House being littered with copies of The Guardian and champagne glasses when Tony Blair won. The Brexit debates in the years up to the referendum were entirely biased towards the left and the champagne socialists, the elites that live in the home counties and couldn't give a monkey's fart what working class people have to say about anything. So to see them now crying because Gary Lineker made a ludicrously hyperbolic childish statement about the Nazis and ranting and raving about how the BBC has to be impartial is laugh out loud funny. They've been taking the piss out of us for 25 years and now they get a tiny bit of pushback and there's hell to pay. Look at some of these tweets from the Liberal Demotwat Weira Hobhouse MP. This is not impartiality, it is the politicisation of the BBC and a direct consequence of the Conservative government putting their own people into the top jobs. Democracy requires a free press. They've been biased for 25 years, you dippy mare. Don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining. Even All Sides gives the BBC a left-of-centre rating. And this piece in The Week, hardly a bastion of conservative thinking, points out that the BBC excluded Rule Britannia from the proms, which caused members of the public to complain that the BBC was beholden to left-wing interests. Robert Hardman at the Daily Mail, Dan Wootton, who was executive editor of The Sun, and the endless, unending Brexit bias all prove that the BBC is a left-wing organisation captured by woke champagne socialists in the capital. And everybody knows it. Look at the question time panels. It's four-handringing lefties versus Peter Hitchens, if you get a conservative on there. Finally, I want to talk about the actual entertainment value of Match of the Day. I remember growing up watching Match of the Day as a little kid, watching it with my dad, and him complaining that there was too much talking on there. And then I remember being old enough to form my own opinions when I was about 18 or 19, coming home from the pub, wanting to watch the highlights of the games, and being annoyed that instead of just showing 4 or 5 minutes highlights from all of the Premier League and Championship matches, you'd get lengthy, pointless, trite conversation between talentless footballers. The BBC get people like Robbie Savage on there talking bollocks. If it was in Portugal, they'd have like Ronaldo on the TV. We get third-rate footballers who were never any good in the first place. Or relatively good footballers like Lineker who were on there because they have the right politics. Just show the football. The best part of Match of the Day when I was watching it as a Borough fan was waiting for the 90 seconds of highlights from all the games where they play a little bit of music in the background. It's 10 times more entertaining to just watch clipped highlights than it is to listen to past their best average footballers talking bollocks. Cloughy said it best years ago.
Where we used to look forward to going home and sitting in an armchair watching a bit of football and being entertained, we're now, talking purely as a layman, a guy who, you know, pays your wages through my television fee, we're now not going home and enjoying it. We're not seeing as much football as we should, and we're getting too much of that, and I suggest you shut up and show more football. Now, if that's not in a nutshell, I don't know what is.
Absolutely brilliant. One of Middlesbrough's favourite sons. That was perfect. More football, less talking. Just show a 4 or 5 minute highlight reel from every game that day, and we will be very happy campers. One presenter to introduce it. That's all you need. Get Matt Letizia or someone back on there. He can say hello, goodbye, all is right with the world. Match of the day will be more entertaining, and we can all save the taxpayers a bit of money. They can knock a fiver off the TV licence next year if they've been all them talentless pundits. Christ, some of them. I mean, have you heard people like Michael Owen at Mika Richards? I'd rather listen to the peculiar sound of the family pet being fed into a wood chipper. It's not pleasant on the ears. Get rid of them. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all very soon. I'm back in business. I'll be live streaming on Monday and Tuesday, 7 PM UK. Tune in. See you later.